Hi everyone, I'm Jack from Jack's English.
And I'm Luke from Learn English Like a Pro, and welcome to the newest episode of our podcast, which is designed to help you improve your listening skills by listening to our natural discussions in English.
Yes, and we're talking about a very popular subject today.
Yes.
We're talking about BTS.
Okay.
So let's start out with the basics. What do you know about BTS?
To be honest, I don't know a whole lot, but I know they're a global, worldwide sensation at the moment.
Yes.
Obviously a big boy group around the world. I know they have like 8 members. Is that right?
I think so.
8 members, and they...
We're going to get in so much trouble if we get these facts wrong.
8 members-ish.
Yeah.
And they do like really cool dancing, and they sing songs about kind of love, and joy, and taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Quite a positive message, I guess.
I think so, right? Yes. I know, probably similar to you. I think you're right. I think there's 8 members.
Yeah.
Their music's good. You know, it's good music. It's I think they have a very good producer. And I think they're famous for dancing. I think that's their kind of the unique point compared to other Korean idol groups.
Okay.
They're very good dancers. And well, they've exploded, haven't they?
Yes, hugely.
And just what surprised me is back home, they're very popular as well, right? I mean, particularly in London, but throughout all of Britain.
Yeah, totally. Even my grandfather is aware of them, so that says something.
Yes, well, that shows, right? It shows how popular they are. There's 2 things that I think my sister knows from Korea, and that's Psy, Gangnam Style. I think everyone probably has heard Gangnam Style. It was a huge worldwide phenomenon, wasn't it? It was so popular. And BTS.
Yeah.
And they've become so popular. Do you know anything more? I mean, do you know any of their songs?
Oh God, I don't.
Yeah, well,
I don't know the names of the songs, but I have seen them perform live on TV shows like the Ellen Show.
Yep.
The chat show. They did a big dance and sang a song then.
Yes.
But I don't think I know the name of their songs.
Yeah, me too.
Actually.
No. I'm not even going to guess.
I know
I'm just
there's
gonna embarrass myself.
a huge BTS army out there in the world. They call it the army. So if you're listening to this, I apologize.
Well, that's an interesting point, isn't it? That you've got the BTS army.
Yeah.
That kind of sort of what would you call it? It's a fan club, isn't it?
Yeah, some like a mania they call it in Korea.
Yeah. Oh yes.
A huge
right.
mania for something, right?
But to have that kind of fan club, we haven't really seen that since the Beatles almost.
I think for a long time, at least from my knowledge, the Spice Girls had a huge fan group.
Oh yeah, I was a big fan. Yeah,
sure, of course you would. Yeah. But yeah, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, it's global, especially a global fan base, right?
Yes, and the interesting thing that I know about that, the what is it called, BTS Army, is in Korea, they have very strict rules and sort of requirements in order to become part of the BTS Army. It's an official
organized thing.
Yeah, it's organized, it's official. You must have bought all of their albums, but not the regular one. You have to buy the special edition. You have to prove that you are a die-hard fan.
Wow.
And if you prove it, then they'll let you into the army.
Okay.
And I think there's some benefits of being in the army. I think there's some extra performances that they get, or perhaps they get kind of preferential seating or tickets, something like that. So yeah, that's a pretty unique part of, that's part of Korean culture, isn't it? To have die-hard fans that make this.
Korean people love to be connected with each other.
I think so.
Like, for example, with shared interests or within groups, they love that connection, and they do a lot of group activities together. Yes. More so than we do in the UK.
I think so. But the interesting thing is that has been embraced by people back at home, hasn't it? Yeah, this whole idea of being in the BTS army. So it's really taking off.
Cool.
So the next thing I want to talk about is, and perhaps you can talk about your grandparents, but How popular are they back in Britain?
I think among the younger generations, I mean, like teenagers, I think they're pretty huge. I mentioned that my grandfather knew about them, and he actually asked me about them on the phone. It's because they at one point they did like a tour of all the morning shows and chat shows. So he just noticed them there, and he asked me like, "Do you know them?" He said they were really lovely people on the TV show. They seemed very nice and friendly, and it's like he just asked me a little bit about them.
And he
I don't think my grandfather's in the army or anything like that.
Yeah, I hope not.
But he saw them up and like, oh, Korea, Luke's in Korea, so
Yeah, they came across very well, didn't they?
I think so.
On those shows,
they have a very positive reputation. I know that.
Yeah, and they're a good-looking group of guys, right?
Yeah.
Interestingly, I just remembered now, my niece. I think she's about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
She went to my parents' house recently, and my parents couldn't get her off her phone. She was constantly binge watching these BTS videos. And it was all BTS, and she was watching them dance, and she's practicing how to dance like BTS. And so, yeah, you reminded me when you mentioned teenagers. I think it is huge among teenagers, and they're really enjoying not only the songs, but also the dance, and also picking up some Korean. So, yeah, it's surprisingly popular.
Yeah. For an international non-English speaking band to take over the UK like they have, it's really rare.
It is.
I don't know anyone actually. Maybe a first for a non-English speaking pop group to become really popular in the UK.
Yeah, I think you might be right. And if anything has become big in the UK, it would be Spanish, wouldn't it? Yeah. You know, a Spanish song, perhaps a French song, but for it to be a Korean group, I think is even more surprising. So the other one I wanted to mention was the Graham Norton show. Do you watch the Graham Norton show?
No, but I know of it, of course.
Okay, that's actually worth watching, the Graham Norton show. It's fun, and he's fun, and he gets great guests on. Always the biggest guests. I mean, real superstars. And they were on there, and they performed, and they did really well.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, speaking in English and doing their best. And I thought, that's really come across well.
Yeah.
So let's move to part 3. What is changing in Britain because of BTS? Is there anything? Are they having an effect on culture? Are they spreading the word of Korea? What's changing in Britain because of BTS?
Well, I think just awareness of Korea and Korean culture. K-pop is actually huge in Korea, obviously, but Japan and Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And I think it never really took off in America or in the UK until now, even though the performance value and the quality is very high. So I think it's just raising awareness of different types of music around the world, and that even Asian countries can produce amazingly good pop music, just like in the UK or in America.
Yes, it's very sort of clean pop music, very well rehearsed and very catchy music, isn't it? So, I can see why it's become so popular. It doesn't seem... I don't know. It's very easy to consume, actually, isn't it?
Okay.
To just listen to it.
Yeah, sure.
Just to let you know, I'm not a fan of Korean pop music.
Yeah.
I think it's good music, but I'm just not a fan myself.
Yeah.
But yes, I think you're right. They are spreading Korea, right? So have you heard of the Korean wave?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Korean Haru.
Yes, right. Do they call it that worldwide? Do people worldwide know Korean wave?
I doubt it. I think what the Korean wave is the government's initiative to promote culture in Korea, pop culture to spread, and basically, as in turn to promote Korea as a place to visit on a holiday, maybe. Or yeah.
I know in America, and I think it's the case in London as well. Korean food is one of the most popular trendy foods right now. You know, the Korean barbecue restaurants. Have you heard anything about back home?
So I was in London last year for a couple of weeks, and there was a new chain of restaurants called Bibimbap.
Oh, that's the name.
What was it called? Kimchi. It was called Kimchi or Bibimbap, and they sold Bibimbap. Basically, they sold pre-made Bibimbap, but a bit more Westerner friendly. Yeah. So they had like, you know, chicken-based, beef-based.
Yeah, some mayonnaise
on top. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was called kimchi. I think it was called.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's really interesting. I didn't know that.
It was a big chain. I saw quite many around London. They were always busy.
Really?
Yeah.
So yes, suddenly, because you remember when we were back home, I could barely place Korea on a map, and certainly I had no idea about their food, their culture. But you mentioned Korea now. Yeah, back home, they everyone knows about it. Everyone's talking about the food and the music.
Yes, exactly. No, it's definitely spreading its influence.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible how quickly it's moving, actually. But I suppose that matches the culture of Korea, isn't it? Everything moves quickly.
True.
Yeah, well, long may it last. Well, that's our podcast about BTS. I think that's a topic we had to cover.
Yes, right.
So thanks very much for listening to this podcast.
Yeah, great. If you have any questions, as always, leave them below in the comments and we'll definitely check them and reply to you.
Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back next week with another interesting topic. So have a great week and see you soon.
See you.
Bye-bye.